Well, it's been another week of race-based hysteria in this country. In the last week, American Airlines decided to allow flight attendants to wear special Black Lives Matter pins, but not other expressions of support for other groups or beliefs on their uniforms. Fordham University in New York, a prominent Jesuit institution, decided to scrap the SAT and ACT as part of their admission standards, saying, quote, "It's the next logical step in our effort to combat racial and socioeconomic disparities in the admissions process." Well, think about it. It sort of sounds like a racist statement in and of itself. McDonald's announced it must do more to boost minority representation, even though the company has a long, stellar record on minority ownership and workplace inclusion going back 50 years. And as I'm sure you heard, in Hollywood, the Oscars will now have a race-based criteria for Best Picture. And that's right. It's not about the acting anymore. It's about the actor's skin color or disability. So if you happen to write, produce, release, or just enjoy a popular movie about 3 white kids from Iowa who grew up on a farm, sorry, you're out of luck. The list goes on. The question that I keep on coming back to is why. And here's the unfortunate truth. Institutions like higher education, fast food, Hollywood, and even the airlines are in danger. They're in danger of cratering. To one degree or another, their business models are strained or failing, and they're trying to make a buck. For American, do they really support the Marxist Black Lives Matter movement? Are they really doing anything about Black lives? Or are they jumping on the bandwagon to keep up with rival Delta Airlines, which reportedly has designed its own BLM pin for its flight attendants to wear? For universities like Fordham, are they not really committed to diversity already? I find that hard to believe. Fordham is a very racially diverse campus. Or is it more likely they're realizing that their business model is being crushed under the weight of massive costs, new technologies, and liberal politicians squeezing private schools with new taxpayer-funded college entitlement programs? For McDonald's, the announcement was pure pandering. After all, statistics show that young communities of color consume more fast food than white Americans. 14.6% of Americans are black. So if McDonald's goes from 11% black ownership, which is about where it is now, to 15%, is that considered success? A study done a number of years ago has already showed that 75% of McDonald's workplace was either women or people of color. It makes one wonder if this is really about diversity or selling hamburgers. Hollywood just thinks that this plays to millennials or Gen Z viewers as the industry goes increasingly digital. Is one more Black Academy Award winner going to do anything about the 7,000 black homicides in this country or inequalities in government-run urban schools? Of course it won't. Americans need to wake up and realize that whether it's McDonald's or American Airlines, these companies and institutions are exhibiting a blend of cowardice, duplicity, and insincerity. Anyone who buys this nonsense is allowing themselves to be played. When a company starts feeding into this systemic racism narrative, it's a losing proposition for you. You've either been pandered to for the sake of the company continuing to make a buck, or you've been insulted by the capitulation of those organizations to the woke mob. LeBron James, go ahead and kneel all you want. The sad fact of this so-called get woke, go broke insanity is that none of this is going to work. History has proven time and time again that symbolic gestures every 4 years might stave off the mob and make a company some money, but it will do little to help improve real lives. And don't kid yourselves. There will be a backlash from Zoomers, those Gen Z kids in high school and college right now. Companies actually think those people want racial quotas and all of this grand symbolism and bold activism. But watch out. At some point, they're going to wake up to the fact that this is all just propaganda. They're going to figure out that they're being lied to and used by institutions that are trying to stay alive and make money using divisive race-based marketing ploys. It will in the end only make most people angry and alienate more Americans from each other, including many minority groups. But perhaps that's the real goal here by those who drive the white privilege narrative. So support the Goya approach. Support brands of all kinds that are honest, upfront, fair, and don't pander to you or the mob or insult your intelligence or accuse you of implicit bias. And for those institutions willing to jump on this bandwagon, find a way to show them you're not buying it. And that's my take.